Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been following through with us through all these tutorials, or maybe just the last two, now we're going to hit the deal breaker or the deal maker. We got ourselves pretty ugly model, okay? Now, you can go through and you can touch this up yourself, or whatever the case may be, but me personally, this is where I start getting into the fun part, okay? This is where things get interesting for me, and we followed all the basic rules. We got the basic idea and the basic gist done. He is definitely not the prettiest gentleman we've ever seen, but we're going to take it a step further, okay? This will also be the end of our basics tutorials. From here on out, I'm going to start getting into more advanced things. And this is not a joke, it's going to get a lot rougher from here on out, and you need the knowledge I have given to you, or maybe you've learned somewhere else, from here on out. Including the topology, like where these edge loops have to be and stuff like that. This is very important. Anyways, let's nail this out. And like I said before, we're going to go into a whole new program. But first, we got to get this guy out of this one. So, we want to go into Window, Settings and Preferences, Plugin Manager. Now, if you're smart, you've already got this enabled. But for those of you who don't know, which is what this series is for, we're going to go ahead and I gotta find it here. OBJ export. You want load and auto load. Once you've done that, click refresh just to make sure it's been hit and close. Then file, export selected or export all if you've done multiple things. And we want to export as an OBJ. Now, OBJ is a universal format for 3D. This can go into damn near anything. I'm going to go ahead and save to my desktop. I'm going to save this as character toot. Okay? And export selected. Now, as far as anybody else is concerned, we're done in Maya. We're going to hit save just, for sake of argument, and continue. By the way, this is the program I use, and I hope you guys don't mind seeing it. But this is ZBrush. Welcome to the joy of my life. And I'm not even joking on that. I literally love this program. Anyways, let's believe if we click this, we can hit hide. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and hit import. Now, from here we're going to hit character toot and hit open. Click and drag, and there's our ugly little bastard. Now if you, I should have gone over that. I'm sorry, let me back up. We're going to actually make a new document. Sorry about this, guys. New document. No. Okay. Once you pull him down, which we're going to grab, oh, apparently we got to reload him. So import, character toot, you're going to pull him down, you're going to press T. T is going to set you into your drawing and editing mode, and then you're going to press F. Now, you want to press X. What's X do? It lines up your symmetry, because we want perfect symmetry here. And for those of you who actually have a Cintiq or a tablet or something like this, this is where I recommend you bring it out. Granted, you can do this with a mouse and keyboard, but it's so much nicer and so much more fun when you actually have a tool to work with. Now, let's see. Let's get this guy going. Okay. And we're going to hit geometry, divide, divide, divide. Now here's the important thing. You want to keep this as low as possible, but yet as high as possible. Now, that sounds kind of awkward to some of you, but take a look here. I've got over 2.5 million polygons. This in Maya will not fly. I'm going to show you how to export this at the end of this video, regardless if we're done or not. And that way you guys can transfer this back into Maya and have good topology. But in the meantime, we're going to drag this back down to a more reasonable subdivision. This is actually what you want to export at. And let's get sculpting. Me personally, I prefer sculpting at rank 3, if possible, sometimes 2. And we're literally just going to dive right in here. I'm going to work on the chest first. Feel free to work on whatever you feel like, but essentially our concept is we want to get this really working. So, as for me, I'm personally going to make a Titan. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I'm a huge fan of that show Attack on Titan. Big fan. And I personally feel like I want to make one. Topology doesn't seem like it fits perfectly, so we're going to go right in here and we're going to look for move topology. And we're going to move it back down to 1. You want to go the lowest thing possible for the move topology. And we're going to bring this down, bring this in a bit, just kind of move him around. Don't be afraid to move on higher settings either. I mean, essentially, you want this to be your creation. And higher settings, it's not going to be the greatest thing to do, but it's not going to be the worst either. There we go. Make him look a little bit better. There we go. Pump this back up to 3. There we go. And then right up here, I should have standard. There we go. So let's see. We'll work on this muscle group right here. And here's a tip. If you press Alt, it's actually going to go the opposite direction. So if you've got set to a positive, it'll go to a negative or a sub. This is not a bad idea. Also, Shift is what you use to smooth. If you press and hold Shift, you can even drop the intensity, which is actually highly recommended. This can also be used for painting, but we won't get into that today. We'll worry about painting some other time. For now, we're just worried about modeling. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Frankly, like I said before, this is my favorite part, personally. And we really just want to get in here and all that. So since this part is pretty self-explanatory, let me just go in and kind of start babbling your ear off. These tutorials we've been doing have been more or less setting you guys up to be able to do basic, rudimentary modeling. This is not perfect modeling by any means. And frankly, some of it is more or less beginner level by all stretch of means. Do not take this as, oh, you will be a professional after this. No. Okay? If anything, quite the opposite is true. You are a rookie. Okay? In order to do professional work, you are going to need to take some time and practice this. Practice everything we've learned. Really get in there. Really dig in. Really have fun with it. And just spend some time and do it. Now, a couple of you are probably sitting there going, oh, well, I just wasted my time. No. No, you did not. Here's the biggest thing. A lot of times people take for granted the basics. A lot of times people don't even bother learning the basics because they're in such a rush to make something amazing. I'm going to tell you right now, in this industry of animation, of 3D design and 3D graphics, what I have taught you is literally all you will need to know from here on out. Granted, we still need to go over some more topics like the basics of rigging and stuff like that, but for just modeling, for just getting in here and getting your feet wet, as far as anyone's concerned, this is what you need to know. Now, I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. Even if you spend the next 2 years studying and just doing this, like nothing but this, you may want to actually seek other help or maybe even come back here for more tutorials. But keep in mind that it's going to take a long time. And this is, as I've been saying, a labor of love. You cannot rush this. It's not something you're going to learn overnight. And it's something that's going to take up a large portion of your life. Now, if this is just something you want to do on the holidays or the weekends or something like that, feel free to treat it as such. Get good at it, but get good at it because you want to have fun with it. But at the same time, keep in mind once again that This is someone's life. Someone's going to do this for a living. And it might be you, might be someone else. Kind of backing away from that now. We're gonna go back into what this is. So we got ourselves a face here, but it's not much of a face. Like his nose is kind of weird and stuff like that. Let's pump up his nose. Give him, something actual to work with here. And let's actually get back to probably the reason why you guys are here. So let's see. We need to give him some lips. Let's see. Because, I'm not doing a skinless tightening. Even those guys have, like, something of lips. Doesn't look like it, but they really do. Let's see. Let's move the topology a bit more. If you notice, I'm just keeping the topology the same at this point. Let's move this face back. There we go. Shrink this. Bring this forward. There we go. And there. Now we've got a more rigid face. Give him some cheeks. Give him some temples right here, right? Give him some brows. We're going to soften this up with the smooth tool. Kind of fluff these cheeks a bit. Now remember that edge loop we put around the mouth? Take a look now. It's really giving him some form. And we're going to give him a butt chin. Because butt chins rock. There we go. Okay, get under here. Give him a jaw. Get the connective tissue under there. And every man needs an Adam's apple. Maybe not that pronounced, but it's there. I guarantee. And if you want to make sure your girl's a girl, check for an Adam's apple. Bad advice. Don't do that, she'll get mad at you. Okay. Wow, he's an ugly sucker. But just looking at the face, we've already got that all squared away. Let's give this guy a bit better of a body. So give him some trapezius. Smooth this out a bit. There we go. Now, here's a big one, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I'm sitting here and I'm working, and I'm not really working with any critique, but I'm going to tell you right now. Critique is going to be the epitome of your work, and you're going to have to take some criticism. So keep that in mind, that criticism is a big part of what you're about to do. There we go. You're going to have to take some mean comments and stuff. Now, keep in mind that there's a difference between comments and criticism. Criticism is when people actually give you information back. Comment is just, hey, that shit looks stupid. Okay. Don't listen to those jerk-offs. Okay. When people says it looks bad and they don't give you a reason, then they're morons. Criticism is, dude, that looks bad. like your stomach is distended and your ribs aren't showing right and your guy just looks whack and he looks ill proportioned. That's actual criticism. That's actually someone giving you information to work with. And if it's something you meant to do, go, well, dude, that's what I was trying for. Oh, okay, well, there you go. They can easily go, well, I don't like it, and you just walk away. It's like, okay, well, shit, you didn't like it. Oh, well. You know? Shit happens, right? You take it and you work from it there. Now, here's a big tip. This looks like a rib, like a reversed rib. That's actually what you want for your collarbone. Now, let's take a zoom out of this guy now. Damn, he's still pretty ugly, but at least he's ugly in the right way now, right? Here's another tip. You don't have to make your muscles super defined. Your muscles can be, but keep in mind that normal humans aren't extremely super omega defined. Humans are pretty loose looking. They're very fleshy. And let's give him a little hunch over here. Because, you know, man bits. Okay. Increase this. Okay. Loosen this up a bit. Bump it up to a 6. Bump this down. And then make these. Put this back down. And so, once again, we're just following basic anatomy. Here's another tip. If you can get an anatomy book, have that near your workstation at all times. Granted, right now, I don't have mine near me, which, yeah, I know. Do as I say, not as I do. But I'm working off memory. I've studied this for a long time, and I'm not joking. If I was gonna take this thing all the way, I would actually have my book like right up on my side going, hey, you know, this looks this way, this looks that way. You know, I'm a huge anatomical nerd, so it's like I have to be super anatomically correct if I'm going to work on certain projects. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Once again, I'm not going for super anatomically correct. You know, otherwise he'd have a bit more of a schlong, but it's also the idea that we don't need him to be perfect. There we go. Let's give him a bit of a navel. Pump this back up to a 6. And this is where move topography gets really nice because then you can actually then smooth it out, go back to standard, and you know, and we want just enough definition in there that he still looks like he's got, you know, something under that weight. You know, there's some pretty heavyweight people out there, but they've got muscles too. You just don't need it to be super defined. See? And funny thing about Titans is, you notice they're anatomically ill proportioned, like they're weird looking. And they're kind of derpy, like they got their arms slinging everywhere. It's like, wow, these guys are like have the intelligence of a 3-year-old, which sounds about accurate, actually. Now that I think about it, like they're mentally kind of stupid. Anyways, sorry for rambling your head off like this while we work, but essentially, wow, his legs are like weirdly like dead on for what we're after. There we go. Okay, we want to move topography and we want to move a couple things around here. Specifically, we want to. There we go. And I will call him Gempy, the ugliest of the Titans. But yeah, from here on out, it's all just playing around, kind of getting a feel for what you're doing. I'm gonna pump up his arms, and then we're gonna just call it good for this tutorial. Or I guess this will be more of like the Art Day Friday, so you'll have to excuse me a little bit on this. But I hope you guys come back next week. If you guys actually enjoy these tutorials, a like and comment would be nice, and I'll do more. If I don't get so many likes, I won't bother doing the tutorials. I'll just do art days once again from here on out. But this is something I've wanted to do for a while, and partially because I've actually had friends come up to me and go, well, Blaze, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? You know, because they really want to know. And I sit there and I tell them, and it's like, well, this would be great if I could, if you could do this all the time. And I really can't. I don't have the time. I don't have the time or the patience. So this is something also to kind of help me, I guess. That's a nice way of putting it. And I admit I'm probably screwing up his anatomy some fierce from here on out, but oh, I'm not even gonna lie, like a lot of my models end up taking like days, months for like the really good ones. You guys are welcome to see them on my channel, but this is definitely not my best work. Anyways, it's more or less just an introduction into ZBrush and give you guys a swift idea of what's going on here. From here on out, I promise we'll be doing much better work and definitely going to have some more fun with building these guys. I really shouldn't have even mentioned Attack on Titan because this is actually kind of bad. Actually, I'm afraid this is really bad for my work. It's probably making me look dumb as hell. Let's actually swing that down a bit and kind of. Okay, we're going to use a different tool entirely this time. It's the inflate tool. I'm actually going to use it in reverse to kind of shrivel up his arm a bit and then smooth it out. And then go back into high definition. Go back to standard. Kind of whittle down these muzzles quite a bit. Give him back some of that kind of flakiness there. Okay. Go back to my flight real quick because I need to fix his wrist. Right. There we go. So I would go into hands, I would go further into face, I would do a lot more with this stuff, but we simply just don't have the time if this is to be a quick tutorial. Thank you guys for watching, and as promised, I'm going to show you how to export this real quick, and we're going to leave this guy alone from here on out. If I do anything with him, I'm definitely going to fix him up quite a bit. If you guys actually, if I get at least 1 subscribe and at least 4 likes, I will actually do a rigging tutorial where we'll fix this guy up. I'll make him look, a lot better, and we'll actually get him squared away to be rigged. Like, he'll actually be, don't want that, back down a bit, there we go. We'll actually get him set up and ready to give a rig to, make him a real Titan. Okay, so, oops, wrong slider. There we go. Okay, there's our, I guess, our ugly little Titan. I think he'd be like one of those little 5-meter ones, the really stumpy ones. The ones that kind of crawl around and like have to take like 4 bites to get you. And let's face it, his ass is definitely something that needs to be worked on. There we go, spare tire ass. That's what we call it. There we go. Okay, so here's how you export. First off, we need to get this guy into some maps. And in order to do that, we need to give him some UVs. I'm just going to give him some basic UVs. I don't recommend doing this for a full-on scale UV thing. We'll go over UVs a different time, but just for the sake of argument, we're going to give him like the shittiest UVs possible. I'm going to hit create. And we're going to do, let's do adaptive. Okay, yeah, we gotta do a lower geometry. Go down to, let's actually give it 2 and then delete lower. So that's his new base level, which is about 10,000 plus polys. It's not bad for animation, horrible for games. I wouldn't even bother doing that lowest level if you plan on doing this for a game. Games, you want as low a poly count as possible if you can help it. Anyways, so next we're going to go into UV. We're going to click this and we're going to hit adaptive. And boom, it's actually already done. Don't believe me? Hit morph UV and you'll get this. This is really weird UVs. I'm not even gonna lie, don't recommend this. Matter of fact, I'm sorry, I can't. I want to, I can't do it. I can't. I'm gonna use a special plugin. This is a free plugin from Pixelogic themselves, the people who make ZBrush. It's called UV Master. Click Work on Clone. It's gonna give you a white copy of it. Your other one's going to be right here. It's going to have a -1 under it. Click UV Master, unwrap all, and then flatten to take a look. That's how he looks. It's better than what we just had. I'm sorry guys, I couldn't do it. Copy UVs, go back in, select your original, which is this one right here, paste UVs. I'm sorry guys. I I I couldn't. From here, you can go into displacement map, create displacement, do adaptive, smooth UVs, 3 channel 32, and literally hit create displacement map. This is going to take all of the upper layers of UVs, and it's going to literally make you a mask. Okay, you're probably looking over here in the corner and saying preparing project. Or projection, sorry. What it's going to do is it's going to project the above levels of UVs down on the lowest level, which is where we're at right now. Looks like it's going to take us a couple moments. Not too long. Doobie doobie doo. Doobie 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 doo. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Took a few moments. Here's another tip. Look at your UV maps and checks for pitch black spots. It looks like there might be some up around his shoulders, but it doesn't look like it's too bad. You want to be careful of that because that'll cause all kinds of issues later on down the line. For now, I'm just going to continue to show you guys how to export, which is as simple as this. Save as, character to ZTL, save, and export. You want to export this as an MA file, and you want it to have its own folder. Trust me, this is important. So, okay. And then we open the folder and we save. Now, you notice it saved immediately quick. It was because we are on the lowest setting. You must have your subdivisions this low. If you do not, you will have trouble in Maya. From there, we can close out this. No, because we already saved. Go over here, and you'll notice that, boom, it's all right here. It's going to give you a special map, which is this right here, displacement map, and a texture map. We actually didn't do any texturing, so this is probably blank. But this is going to have all the work we just did on your character. And you're going to apply this either to a bump map or as a displacement, which should already be in this file. If you guys want that tutorial, feel free to give me a little comment. Otherwise, thank you all for coming. It's been fun. And once again, you like the video? Hit like. It'd be much appreciated if you subscribe. Feel free to leave some comments below. Let us know how we're doing and if we're doing this right or if we're doing this wrong. And see you next time. Thanks again for coming.